Head coach Matt Eberflus has a really tough decision on his hands after the latest practice. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, make sure you also do me a huge favor by also hitting the like button on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. So, Bears fans, I wanted to tap in with you guys really quick on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. I feel like you guys are going to really enjoy today's topic. It is in regards to quarterback Caleb Williams. But before I go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I do just want to reach out to you guys and see how much you guys actually enjoyed the first episode of HBO Hard Knocks, going into deep detail of Chicago Bears training camp. I sure did enjoy it. I think my two favorite moments was when Ryan Poles called up DJ Moore to lock in his 4-year extension with the Chicago Bears. And then I also enjoyed the part of Hard Knocks episode 1 when Matt Eberflus was meeting with the guys and he was talking about how, losing habits make you a loser and winning habits make you a winner. I think that was a really powerful quote. I think that's something that I will even use in everyday life as well. But before we go any further, let me know your favorite part of episode 1 of HBO Hard Knocks down below in the comment section. So, Bears fans, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about Caleb Williams on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, because as we all know, the Chicago Bears' first official preseason game is this Saturday at noon against the Buffalo Bills. And there's a lot of speculation that this will be Caleb Williams' first action for the Chicago Bears in a Bears uniform, right? So there's a lot of Bears fans that are out there excited. But I think what I really want to focus on today is that Matt Eberflus is going to have a tough decision on his hands, because we all know that Caleb Williams needs to get his snaps. I know it has been reported or rumored that the Bears and Matt Eberflus are wanting about 45 to 55 snaps for Caleb Williams, and that's to go along with the reps that he gets against the Chicago Bears defense in practice. And of course, they have a joint practice against the Cincinnati Bengals also coming up. So they think with the 45 to 55 snaps that he gets in preseason games, with the joint practice with the Bengals, and then him going against the Bears defense every day, they feel that will be enough to get Caleb Williams prepared for that week 1 matchup against the Tennessee Titans. But here is the problem that head coach Matt Eberflus is facing. I just want to get you guys' opinion on it. And it's basically the health of the offensive line. Currently, we talked about it many times on the podcast that Nate Davis has missed a lot of time. Tevin Jenkins has missed a lot of time. And then Darnell Wright is even dealing with some injury as well. So that's 2 to 3 guys that are constantly not being available for the Chicago Bears O-line, and that can cause some question marks for Caleb Williams' availability during the preseason. And it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Because you want Caleb Williams to play because he needs those live reps, even though if the offensive line is hurt and missing a couple of starters, he needs to be prepared because those guys may not be ready for the start of the season. So you want to make sure that he's prepared, but at the same time, you have to think about the long game as well. You want to make sure that Caleb Williams is protected and that he's staying healthy so he can be available as soon as week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. You don't want to go out there in a meaningless game and for him to get injured behind a makeshift offensive line, correct? So it's one of those things that it's going to be a tough decision for Matt Eberflus to make. I think if anything, since Nate Davis is dealing with injuries, since Tevin Jenkins and even Darnell Wright is dealing with injuries, it could be one of those things that maybe Caleb Williams gets less playing time than expected. And then basically they just depend on the reps that he gets against the Chicago Bears defense every day in practice. And then they may depend on that joint practice as well against the Cincinnati Bengals that is coming up. And the reason why this is so important, because the teams that we are playing, right, the Buffalo Bills are no pushover. Even though it's preseason, they will possibly be playing some of their stud defensive players this Saturday against the Chicago Bears. So you don't want to put Caleb Williams in a situation where he's running for his life, right? Where he's not really even getting any beneficial reps because the offensive line can't hold up. And that's exactly what we are seeing in practice so far, is that since we are having a makeshift O-line, Caleb Williams is struggling to get the offensive rhythm, right? Because he's running for his life every other play. The Chicago Bears defense has had their way against Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense. Of course, you hear these reports that Caleb Williams is progressing well. He is ready for this next step to play in this preseason game against the Buffalo Bills. But I personally don't think that Matt Eberflus wants to risk Caleb Williams' health behind a makeshift O-line. I think personally, if it was me, and I was in the situation, I would still play Caleb Williams, but it would probably be for less reps, and you want to make sure that you are calling plays that will protect them as much as possible. Of course, the Chicago Bears fans, including myself, want to see Caleb Williams sling that rock and maybe push the ball downfield a couple of plays as soon as this Saturday against the Buffalo Bills. But you want to make sure you're also proceeding with caution because you have to think about the long game. Yes, preseason is just as important, especially for a rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams, but his health is even more important for this organization and to make sure he's prepared and healthy to play as soon as week 1 against the Tennessee Titans. So I just wanted to come on here really quick and just get your guys' opinion on it. Do you think that Caleb Williams should still play and maybe just play less reps, or you think you're not concerned at all about the offensive line, even if it's behind a makeshift offensive line? And personally, Bears fans, after this season, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears really need to get after at finding a durable and dependable guard, right guard as well, and maybe even a center for this offensive line. And I know the Bears will have about $40 million in cap space next offseason to go along with 3 picks in the top 2 rounds of the 2025 NFL draft as well. So the Chicago Bears really need to find a solid center. They really need to find a really solid right guard as well. Obviously, Tevin Jenkins is up in the air in the status if he plays well. Maybe he can be locked in place at that left guard position. I know Darnell Wright will be fine at the right tackle position. But this offseason, with the resources that they have, Ryan Poles really needs to attack and upgrade this Chicago Bears offensive line because I feel like it's been neglected for far too long. So once again, Bears fans, I want to come on here really quick and just get your guys' opinion on it. I think I'm not too stressed out about it, but I think it is a good talking point because what we've seen in practice so far from Caleb Williams and the Bears offense, that Caleb Williams is ready to take that next step and get some reps in these preseason games. But I think they need to proceed with caution just due that multiple starters are out along this offensive line. So go ahead and give me your opinion down below in the comment section. But other than that, Bears fans, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.